So the exam's got to get done sometime this week on your own. And then otherwise we're playing with geometry. So we're reading section 10.1. So tell me what the main topics are there. As far as the videos go, I'm creating videos last class and this class, and then there's a bunch of videos now on Khan Academy. My first attempt at using Khan Academy with you guys was a failure because I thought I could recycle last year's Khan Academy class, which was the first time I used it, this year. And it turns out that was a nightmare. So I had to make a new class. And so what you're going to do is use this code to sign up. And I just want to demonstrate how that works. And then we'll go from there. So this is the code to get into the materials I just set up. It's different from the code I had a few days ago. When you log in and you get to the MfEST3 Geometry 2021, there'll be a bunch of assignments to do, and I'll show you those in a second. So I picked out some assignments that have exercises, and then there's videos. All the video assignments are optional, but anything that has questions to do with a star on it is not optional. You should do those. And these are the assignments that should have questions to answer in the list here. And there's way more in the Khan Academy than I have here. That's because most of these are videos that you can watch about stuff I've talked about in class. It's just a different person talking about it. Problem I had was when I was picking materials for you guys for Khan Academy doesn't let me choose the order that you see them in, and it puts them in a very strange order. And I need to write to them about this. I think I wrote to them about this last year too, and they didn't really get back to me. The activities I picked here are related to some groups from their basic geometry sections and their 8th grade math section that fit with the kind of stuff that's in section 10.1 of our book. So lines, line segments and rays, there were a couple of videos and some practice problems I wanted to do there. From the angle introduction, there were a few videos and a few practice sets I wanted you to do. And then from angle types, there were a few more videos and practice problems. And here the arrow is a video and the pen is a practice problem. So I tried to put them in the same order Khan Academy shows them there. But somehow, once I assigned them to you, they ended up in some weirder order, and I cannot change it. So that is something weird about Khan Academy I don't like. What I do like about Khan Academy is, one, it's free. They have a ton of good videos. Their problem systems are designed more toward younger kids than adults like you all. And you guys are going to be teaching school soon. Khan Academy integrates supposedly with Google Classroom, which is what many teachers use these days with their students, especially now that there's so much remote stuff going on with students. And a lot of schools are only in half day, for example. All right, so let's take a look at going to Khan Academy. So I'm going to go to one of my alter egos here. And Academy. So you should be able to go, and I think, Brianna, you had signed up for my previous class earlier, and you can either sign up by making an account or sign up with Google. And so you just, unfortunately, I kicked you out of that class because I broke it, and you'll have to sign up for the new one. So my apologies for that, having to do it again. And this is my old class from last year. I tried to recycle, that failed, so I had to do a new class. So to go to a new class, once you have an account in Khan Academy, so this one's connected to my Google account, one of my Google accounts, I would then go to Learner Home, Teachers, and then I can enter my class code. And so I go back and grab that code I have here. Google, copied, all right, there you are, and I just paste that in there, and then I can continue. And it says, do you want to join MfEST3 Geometry 2021? And that's the new class I just finished setting up, or started setting up, I should say. And then what should happen is it should load, you for this class here and give you a little introductory page here about mastery goals. I'm not using mastery goals at the moment. I'm just using assignments and videos in Khan Academy. All right, so then to get to our stuff, you would then choose the right class. So here I have my MfEST3 Geometry 2021, and I select assignments under that. And then I can see everything that's assigned. If it has a little arrow next to it, that means it's a video. You can click here or start to jump into the video. If you don't want to watch the videos because you read the book and listen to me, you can just jump into an assignment. So an assignment is something with a star. So those are called exercises in Khan Academy. And then we have these other things with a, looks like a page on it. And those are review pages, but they have questions in them. And one thing I'm not sure about is, are those graded in Khan Academy? So I'd like you to try those anyway. And I have those listed as possible things to be graded down here, but I put a question mark on it because I'm not sure how Khan Academy treats that differently than, say, the exercises here. So that's going to be an experiment. And pros and cons of every online site is they change every year. So the behavior of Khan Academy this year is slightly different than the behavior of it last year. And there's some things that still work great, like when I hit start here, it just pops up this little jump immediately to the next. And I can just skip on through the videos if I want until it brings me to an assignment to do, and I can get started on it. The assignments are pretty nicely laid out. The graphics are pretty good, I think, and they have this cute check your answer button. And so based on our work last class, these are corresponding angles. They're facing the same in the same position, so they should be equal. So if I just type a 50 here and I hit OK, check, it says, yeah, nice work. And I can go on to the next question. The downside on these is if you get one wrong, you can try it again to get it right, but it still marks it wrong overall. And if you want to get full credit, you got to do the whole thing over again, which that kind of sucks. But that's the way the system is set up, unfortunately. And you can leave it and go back to it at any time. And so, oh, here I'm in the student view, I can check this out. So those page ones are just a summary of stuff that happened with questions embedded. So which of the following is an angle? That looks like an angle to me. And I can check it, and I can get an explanation for it if I want. Which angle is greater? This one is open more than that one, even though this one has longer lines, and that's a common mistake kids make. They'll say, oh, A is greater, look at how much bigger it is that way, but the angle is the sweep here from that point to that point, like time on a clock. So I would say B, I think. Check. Correct. And I can jump to the next. And there's little dots up here indicating how many questions there are in this part. So this one had 3 questions, and this one here, there's no dots, so it only had 1 question. And then that takes us to the end of it. And so you answer all 3 questions. Let's see, I'm in the next question. Which angle is greater? I think this one looks a little bit bigger. And that one looks like it's always B on mine. And then I answered all of them here, so I can go on to the next assignment, which is a video. So again, and it says I completed it here. And then when I look you up, I can see what you've done and what you haven't. And I don't care if you completed a video, that's no big deal. But I do need you to complete the things that are worth points, which is the stars and the page views here that have questions in them. All right, so let's see, questions on that at the moment. At some point this week, if you could sign up for that. Another thing about Khan Academy, when things are late, you get shut out of them, and then I have to go reset dates for you. So try to get that done by the due date listed here. So it says this Saturday is the due date. Otherwise, it's kind of a pain in Khan Academy to give students a new due date. It's doable. Maybe it's easier through Google Classroom. I haven't had a chance to try that yet, but it's on my list of things to do soon. Okay, So at the moment, I'm the only one in the course, but hopefully you all will be there soon. Is there anything else I wanted to mention about Khan Academy? Oh, there was one other thing. Khan Academy, although they say it integrates with Google Classroom, we're not using Google Classroom, we're using Canvas. So grades from Khan Academy won't automatically end up here. And so I added a text box entry. So if you want to, after you finish, just say, hey, I completed all of the questions successfully. Just let me know that. I have to go out to Khan Academy, look up your grade, and then come back here and record it. And so there'll be a little time lag in between after you finish something and then I go look up your grade and recreate it here. And you're going to find with some things when you're teaching that there's some tools that you will have to use as a teacher that are integrated into the grading system your school uses, so it just automatically happens. But there's other things where you have to look at one system, get the grades, and go to the school system and record them. And that's the way our world's going to be for the rest of our lives, unfortunately. Something we have to get used to with all this crazy computer stuff. But I hope if you're teaching an early grade, you don't do much computer stuff. Little kids should not have to be on the computer much. All right, so the Khan Academy stuff, the assignments I put there are based on the stuff I covered in the last class. Points, lines, rays, line segments, and angles. So please take a look at those as soon as possible. Next, we're going to move on to the second part of section 10.1, which is about plane figures.